Hi, this is Chef Sanjana from La Folie Patisserie. Today I'm doing a Christmas special for Asahi Kasei. We're making a Stollen today. It's one of my favorite breads for Christmas, and we're going to be making with a little bit of a twist with my special ingredients like the orange rind that I make homemade and the gingerbread spice that I do. So getting straight to the recipe, we're going to be taking some flour. We're going to be adding our yeast to the flour and adding the warm milk. We're just going to be rubbing the yeast, the flour and the warm milk together. While this rests, we're going to be taking a little bit of a butter. You can make this by hand, but I prefer that the consistency is better if you take a mixer. So on really slow speed, not very high, you add in a little bit of your sugar and cream your butter and sugar together. Before you can add your mixed spice nuts, I would like to add my milk. I would then add my butter, soaked milk and the yeast. I would let that mix for about 7 to 8 minutes, and then I would add my spice nuts. So for our mixed spice nuts, we take sultanas, we take almonds and we take black currants. I've also zested about 2 oranges in this and added about 1 teaspoon of gingerbread spice. You can use rum essence, but I like to use a little bit of the real rum and some orange juice. I have soaked them overnight so that you get some nice fragrance towards the next day when you use them in the recipe. I like to rest the dough in the Asahi Kasei baking paper because the dough is very sticky because of the nuts that we have in it. So we'll just take a little bit of the paper and just stop the machine. Because you have the Asahi Kasei baking paper, you don't really need to oil your pan. You can just straight put the dough inside. Just make sure it's into a nice ball. This you can put it in, press it a little bit, just like that. And now you can just keep it on the side in a nice warm place so that it can be proofed into almost twice its volume. We can take our baking tray and just get our prep work ready. We're going to be lining our baking tray with the baking paper. The dough is ready right now. You can take out the dough from the baking paper, put some flour on the base and just tap gently the dough to knock out the excess air. And now very slowly we're going to take it onto our baking tray and make this into a nice round ring. And now you can keep it for another hour until it becomes double in its volume. So I've just taken out my tray. You can see how the dough has expanded. Now I'm going to be cutting it in the form of a wreath. I'm just cutting out equal portions. It's ready for it to be baked. You can bake it for 30 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. So you could have, to be a little bit more organized, you could have actually preheated your oven before. I prefer preheating at a higher temperature, about 200 degrees, and then lowering the temperature down to 180 degrees. Wow, you can look at the color. I want to peek in. Smells of warm raisins, toasted almonds. It's evenly colored. And now we're going to be decorating this. We're going to take a little bit of a butter and just kind of brush it. I'm just going to sprinkle some sugar and some icing sugar. Now we're going to be garnishing with a little bit of sultanas. There's just a little bit of sugar syrup. I'm going to just take some toasted nuts as well. Wow, I'm just going to add some silver leaf. Surprise your friends with this lovely recipe on Stollen. Make sure that you use Asahi Kasei baking paper because you get some great results. I mean, the color is beautiful on the Stollen. Happy baking and Merry Christmas!